Florida? Okay, what part?
Orlando, sir.
Okay, that's what's up. Okay.
How did you get involved in the magazine?
We'll discuss race and how it plays a factor, and how we didn't even talk about this topic because we were afraid.
Oh my
A
God.
Black
I didn't
executive
even
perspective.
rehab and to go back and get my education. I went back and got my scholar certificate as associate.
We are live here at Martha's Vineyard, the African American Film Festival, for another thought provoking episode of a Black Executive Perspective podcast, a safe space where we discuss all matters regarding race, culture, and those uncomfortable topics people tend to avoid. I'm your host, Tony Tidbit. So, as you can see, it's a beautiful day here in Oak Bluff, Martha's Vineyard, right? We're enjoying the sun. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but they got Parliament playing in the background. We Want the Funk. Last night they had We Want the Funk show. It was fantastic. Unfortunately, Tony Tidbit wasn't there, but at the end of the day, they still was able to do it without me, right? I heard it was jam. People were dancing before it even came on, right? So today, I just want to give you guys a flavor, again, of what's going on in the island. Tony Tidbit, a Black Executive Perspective podcast, is leaving. This is our last day on the island. We're going to be moving on. But before we go, I wanted to share again how important and how pivotal not only Martha's Vineyard, but the African American Film Festival, where they're having all different type of people of color who are in the production, the movie, actresses, and they're here to share their stories, their productions, their documentaries, and it's been fantastic. Let me give you guys a little bit today of what's been going on, right? So today they had four different type from 11 to 1, the coach's office, Tender Thoughts, The Village It Took, I Hate My Love Life, and The Cut, right? So those are all different type of documentaries that range anywhere from 10 minutes to 26 minutes. Then at 1:30, they had Wait Until Tomorrow, which is a 70-minute movie, okay? Which was made by, these are all films and documentaries made by African American people or people of color, right? And then right now, which is about to kick off right behind us, you're going to have Al Sharpton, Jasmine Crockett, the Congresswoman. I believe she's from Florida. I can't remember her from Texas. I'm sorry, and someone else. And they're going to come and have a fireside chat about what's going on in the world, right? And then so it's a beautiful day. It's fantastic. And today I just wanted to not come on and do a monologue. I want to come on and have other people share their perspectives in terms of what this island means to them, and then more importantly, the African American Film Festival, why they're here to check it out. So first, before I go, I got to bring my boy on. So you guys, anybody that's been following the Black Executive Perspective podcast, every at the beginning of every show, we give homage to our partners, Code M Magazine, right? Whose mission is saving the black family by first saving the black man. Okay, so this is the cool thing, is that my boy, Code M is headquartered in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, but guess what? Distance doesn't matter because all the brothers and sisters come out to Martha's Vineyard at this time. So guess what? I have the president, excuse me, I have the publisher and the owner of Code M Magazine sitting to my right, Bilal Akram. He's here. He's going to talk a little bit. Come here, Bilal. Come on over here real
What's
fast,
up, brother?
buddy.
What's going on, man? What's happening?
Right, right. Come on, jump in here real fast, bro.
Yes,
Right?
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
this is my boy. And to be fair, we haven't met. This is our first time
This is the
met.
first time
You got to
meeting.
talk close. You got to talk close to the
Okay.
mic, bro.
All right. Okay.
So this is our first time meeting in public. Excuse me, physically.
Physically,
We've
right,
been
right.
working together for the last year or so.
Right.
Code M Magazine is growing really big. You know, they've been a partner of BEP. We've been a partner of Code M. So, buddy, I'm gonna let you slide in. Talk a little bit about how long you've been coming to the island. Why do you come to the island? And talk a little bit about the African American Film Festival. You got to
All
talk
right.
close to the mic.
Well, first of all, I thank God for allowing me the opportunity to wake up this morning and to be here with such distinguished brothers. It's an honor to meet you finally in person, brother. you know, uh, but I'm just humbled at what's happening with Code M. I'm humbled at what's happening with BEP and the fact that we are both ascending together.
Yes.
You know, we're putting together, we are displaying a model of black men working together. You know, no egos, no, we don't care who get the credit. The main thing is, as long as our communities are uplifted
That's
by
right.
what we're doing.
That's right.
So the story of Code M, as I was telling the other brother Julian, is the worst day of my life actually became the best day of my life. I'm going to simplify this by saying I failed a drug test. And that drug test led me to rehab. It led me to going back to get my education. So I went back and obtained a certificate, associate chaplain certificate. Went back and got my bachelor's in religious studies and my master's in psychology. I was en route to getting my doctorate, but then life stepped in and we started raising our granddaughter. That's another story, okay?
Okay, all right.
But as a career firefighter for the city of Cleveland, and a shout out to all public, employees, public servants, love what you do. Thank you for what you're doing. I became the director of the Employee Assistance Program, which is EAP. But I became the director because I understood the process. I had to use EAP. So when I became the director, I counseled men and women in the public safety sector who looked like us,
Right.
Brown and black men and women. And I realized that I had so many black men in my office under the auspices of free, voluntary, and confidential, just breaking down crying because they trusted me. They know I knew the job. And we are so full as black men. We step in the house, our wives, women, and significant others think that we have all the answers. Right. Our kids look to us. They think that we're the rock. Who do we look for? Who do we get answers?
Who do we have?
Who can we pour our emotions and our feelings and frustrations out to? Unless you have that solid relationship with the Lord or a higher power.
Right.
Unless you are into accountability, unless you are into really analyzing what's going on inside of you, black men, when we go through something, we often scatter.
Right.
We'll turn to the bottle, we'll turn to drugs, which I was doing, and we'll turn to pornography, sex, anything to deal with what's happening inside.
And we don't communicate, right?
And we don't communicate. Correct. Yes. So, I started realizing I had so many black and brown men breaking down crying. And then I started looking at the media and realized no one's talking to us. Mainstream media portrays us in one of three lights. Either an entertainer, you're an athlete, or you're a criminal. And brother,
it's so true.
being here in Martha's Vineyard, is so many brothers doing so much incredible things. Can I say shit?
No, you can say shit.
There's some incredible shit around here,
Out.
So, I stepped out on faith. I told my wife I was going to invest some of my retirement money. And we've published our first issue in January of 2018. So we were 7 years deep, and we're rolling. I mean, we're growing. Like I said, gaining partnerships, relationships with brothers like this. I'm meeting some incredible brothers and sisters all over the country, actually all over the world. And it's just a fascinating journey.
Right.
Right. It's a fascinating journey. I just thank God every day I wake up that I'm doing my passion.
Exactly. You're doing something. You said the key word. He said he's doing his passion. Right. Right. And that's something that all of us want to try to find. What is our passion? Right. And he just told you how he navigated. At the end of the day, we think we're going over here, right. But then God says, no, you belong over here. Right. Right. At the end of the day. So that's awesome. Right. Talk a little bit about Martha's Vineyard, man. How long you been coming here? Tell us a little bit about the island. What's the experience? A lot of people have never been here before.
I know.
And it's like, it's amazing, right?
It's a magical
talk
place.
A little bit about it. We got some other people over here looking, so we're going to have them come on share their experience too, right? Now they're starting to run. But go ahead, tell yours first. Then we'll get to my man Julian over here.
We were blessed to have been exposed to Martha's Vineyard about 7-8 years ago. My wife's friend, she grew up in Connecticut, and she asked if we ever come. We like, no. So we came, and we just absolutely fell in love with it. That the magic, the people you run into, you're gonna have some attitudes, but for the most part, everybody's attitudes and guards are down here. You're not dressing up to impress, you never know who you're gonna run into. Right. And it's a place where actually you can feel the love. And after we start coming, I start looking around and I realize, this is why they're trying to keep us apart. This is what we do.
Tell them what time it
is. This is
bro.
who we are. This is what we create. When we come together with harmony and under love,
buddy, flat out.
Come on. This is real talk, y'all. This is real talk.
Talk a little bit about, bro. One of the things is, there's a narrative that talks about our people, crabs in a barrel. Mm-hmm. We try to pull each other down. We don't help one another. All those things, right? Talk about when you come here, how that narrative, you don't see that here.
You don't see that. You don't feel that here. Matter of fact, this is a gigantic networking opportunity. Beside having fun, beside relaxing, beside conversing with meeting good people, I met some brothers today on the beach. It's just we already struck up conversation about how we're gonna work together.
Exactly.
You know, and it's like you never know who you're talking to, and it's all about being yourself.
In
You know, no
yourself.
airs. I was at the polar bear initiation this morning. There were 223 people in the water.
Wait a minute. So tell them what the polar bear initiation is and where is it at?
The polar bear is at the Inkwell beach, and Inkwell is the oldest black beach here. It's our black beach, really, and it's been around for over 100 years, I do believe.
Right.
And it's every morning at 7:30 a.m. It's a ritual where people are led out in ice cold water, and they go through this holistic and ritualistic meditation, exercising and talking about the ancestors and giving homage to them and taking care of yourself. And it was a phenomenal experience. There were over 220 people in the water.
In the water. I rode past them. Me
Yeah,
and my daughter
you
rode
said
past
that.
on the bike.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
There were about 100 people watching. And then on the other side, right on the other side of the rocks, were about 250 people doing yoga outdoors.
I saw that. They were right
So,
next to him.
I mean, and the sun's coming up.
It was beautiful.
It was just
beautiful.
an awesome
It was beautiful. It was
experience.
beautiful,
So
bro.
things like that, you know, being here at the African American Film Festival, where you never know who you're going to run into. All the documentaries and movies you get a chance to see, the African American Film Festival, in which I'm leaving here and going back down there with my man Steve Capers. It's just so
You mean
much
the
going
comedy
on.
fest.
I'm sorry, comedy festival. I'm sorry, yeah, comedy festival.
Right.
It's just so much going on. But just the main thing is we're here relaxing and just having a ball, man.
Having ball.
You know?
You know, one of the things though that I was able, and back to what Steve said, everybody's arms are like this.
Yes.
All
Mhm,
right.
mhm.
And me and my daughter, we were going to Oaks Bluff the other day, and we were meeting our family, my wife and the kids, and there was a party going on in the corner. And they were jamming their music, whole 9 yards. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, let's go over there and check it out. So we walked up. And they were outside. They had a bar outside, a martini bar outside. They had a bar inside. They had food in there. So we just walked into the party, and everybody's, hey, what's going on? Blah,
Right.
blah, blah, this and that. So we just started conversation. And the people that we met, I don't want to tell you, I don't want to, drop, but it was influential.
Right,
And they
right.
were like, come on in.
Right,
Come
right,
on in,
right.
enjoy. It was beautiful.
Right.
And they wasn't like, what you doing here?
No,
All right.
no,
It
no,
was
it's-
none of that,
it's
right?
welcoming
And it was
and
at
love.
somebody's house. So it wasn't at a public event.
Right.
It was at somebody's private house.
Right.
And they let us come in. It was probably like 100 people there. They had the DJ.
Right.
It was kicking butt, buddy. But that's the love
That's the
that
love
you see here. And
That's
it's the same love that we have.
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
as here's the thing though, we partners, but
Right.
we're friends.
Absolutely.
We're brothers.
And brothers.
Right?
Absolutely.
And that's
yes.
the thing though,
Yep,
right?
yep,
And
yep.
that's the thing that we try to get across to people who've never been here on the Vineyard. All right, is that you get to be around people, not just fews and twos,
Right.
right? A ton of people that are making stuff happen around the world.
One of my
Right?
guys.
And so you're here and everybody is kicking butt. They're running stuff. They're doing stuff. Look, Bilal just met somebody right here. He seemed like that's my man over there, right? So it's been really good. But look,
Yes.
I'm gonna let my man.
Yeah, Julian.
Because we just met this brother
And he's
here.
a good brother, man.
He's
Give
a
him some
good
time,
brother,
Yep,
and
yep.
he's a young filmmaker. He's from Florida, right?
Right.
He's from Orlando, Florida, and he came out here to Martha's Vineyard to come to the African American Film Festival. So let's give him some love. Come on, Julian.
Yeah.
Come on,
Tony, make sure I get his information.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Julian, nice to meet you, brother, and
Nice to
we'll
meet you
talk.
too. Of
Okay.
course, of
You
course.
got it. The mic is yours, brother. All right.
Thank you.
All right, Julian, tell him what time it is, my brother. You got to talk close to the mic, man.
It's
You got to stay close.
oh sorry, my bad. It's a good time to meet people. It's a good time to just be open minded, to basically have fun, to just let loose and just make the most of the opportunity when you're at Martha's Vineyard, because you can only have one island that just gives so much love and so much happiness that basically you just couldn't find it anywhere else.
So talk a little bit about you, man. What do you do? What's brought you out here?
So I'm a young entrepreneur, and I do a lot. I'm a filmmaker as well, so I'm a director of photography and editor. I want to be the best director of photography and editor in the world, and I've made a documentary that is called Who Dat, the JT Money Story, which is out on Amazon. But I've made so much more documentaries, telling other people's stories, helping to create the visual story that will connect the target audience that I'm basically trying to apply for. But I just I'm still trying to figure it out. I haven't figured it out fully, but I know basically that I'm going to find a way to understand what it takes to be the best. And I'm going to be the best as much as I can.
I love it, bro. So why did you come here to the Vineyard?
I've been to the Vineyard for as long as I remembered. I feel like I grew up here. It's almost like a home away from home. When I was a little boy, I was just kind of feeling like, okay, like I just love just the view, the ocean, just the scenery. It just felt like, okay, I'm just comfortable here. But as I grew up, as I get to learn more about the community, especially our community, it makes me feel more at home. It makes me feel more, you know, happy because I'm seeing a lot of people like us being very successful in a variety of different things. So when I went to the African American Film Festival, I'm meeting a variety of different people. It's not just people from filmmakers. It's also a bunch of entrepreneurs as well. So I'm just very, very grateful and appreciative knowing basically that I'm meeting such a vast majority of my people basically being engaged and being open to just have a conversation and hopefully basically helping each other out in the long run.
That's awesome, buddy. And it's so true. So tell us, what have you seen since you've been here thus far?
So far, I've seen just a lot of Black excellence. I've seen so many people like you, people like me, all over just trying to just connect. I really just appreciate how Martha's Vineyard was just a place, and it's like a small island, and basically not a lot of people heard about it, but it's an island that you can just really connect, and I just love how just a vast majority of people are just connecting with one another. It's not just about what people have. It's just being open-minded and just about how can people help one another. So I am just very grateful from the people that I met that have given me some advice, give me tips on how to become a better filmmaker, how to become a better entrepreneur, how to really connect with other people. And it was just one opportunity after another that is really helping me understand myself. And I'm just very grateful for that.
So when you say understand yourself, what does that mean, buddy?
I've to be real with you,
Yeah, be real.
I was once lived under a mask. I lived under a mask because I felt like the real me, no one would want to accept. I felt that I wasn't, if I had to be connected with the right people or the right people that I was supposed to think about, I have to be someone I wasn't. I had to basically portray a certain person that people would enjoy, and that's not me sometimes. And I don't like the fact that I had to cover my mask, and I didn't like the fact that I had to be someone I wasn't. It's it's not right to basically be someone that you're not. And Martha's Vineyard and just going through life taught me to just be yourself. It taught me how to overcome the adversity and the evil in the world that people will be giving influence into and telling you that, hey, you have to be this way to be successful, but then that's not the case.
Right.
You have to be, anyone can be successful in any light, in any shape or form, and it doesn't matter who you are. It matters basically where your journey starts and how your journey is going to end and how you're going to keep going after your goals, regardless of what people are going to say, because there's going to be a lot of haters out here. People are going to hate what we do. People are going to hate the fact that we win a lot. But sometimes we have to understand that those who want to hate are mad because they're not reaching their own success for themselves. So basically they just want to hate other people, but we can't let that get in our way.
Buddy, how old are you, man?
I am 21 years old.
You're 21.
Hmm.
Buddy, you got you have so much knowledge at a certain young age. Look, bro, you're going to get to where you want to go. How bad do you want it, my brother?
I really want to be the best, and that really and comes with a cost. I mean,
So
not
when you
just
say it comes with a cost, like what does that mean?
well. When people say basically that you sell your soul to the company, that's not who I want to mean by that. When it comes to the cost, I had to sacrifice just a lot of like partying, for example. I had to sacrifice, me not being out and about all the time and basically, interacting with my friends as much because I really, in my age, you would see a lot of people basically just have, going out or partying, doing drugs like that. And, that's like almost like a trap. It was a trap at a young age that people basically fall into because they feel like, oh, this is how I can be around people. This is what winners do. But the winners in my book are the ones that put in the extra hours in. You know, like David Goggins or Floyd Mayweather or Michael Jordan, people that basically that have that relentless mindset to basically keep going and doing the most more. So I sacrificed, making sure, like, the partying, going out every day, just grinding, because I know where I want to be. And I know that basically that it's still going to be out there. I know basically I'm going to be partying more, and I know I'm going to be having a good time, but just not right now. I had to really tell myself that it's not that, like, you can always wait for another party. You can always wait for another time where basically that you can hang out with your friends, but it doesn't mean basically you just lock your friends out forever. But then the real friends will support you and understand what you're going through. So basically, instead of basically those who want to hate you, that basically are like, well, you're just missing out on the fun. It's okay. The real ones will be like, okay, I understand what you're going for. I know what you're doing. I'm going to support that. And I'm going to encourage people that. And that's what I would do with my people, with my friends. I want to encourage them to be successful. And basically, success is such a lonely road because only certain people got to do that. That's why they call it the 1%. The 1% are people who basically will ignore all the bullshit, all the noise that people are getting in the way. And basically, they found a way to execute the game plan, execute the goal, and that's what I'm trying to do.
No. Take that back. So everything you said, I love, and I put a rubber stamp on it. The last sentence, I want you to take the word try out.
Try.
All right?
I'm going to do.
There you go.
I'm going to do.
That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm
going to do. Yes, sir.
There's no such thing as try. You either make it happen or you don't. And I put my money on you, my brother.
Thank you.
Because you got the mindset. You seem like you got the work ethic. You see, you got the passion, the fire to make it happen. Right?
Thank you.
Right? So no try. You're going to make it happen.
I'm going to make it happen.
All right? Tell everybody.
I'm going to make it happen.
Tell everybody to remember your name.
My name is Julian. I am the best director of photography and editor in the world, and I'm going to make sure that people know my name.
And guess what? You saw him here on a Black Executive Perspective podcast.
Yes,
you
sir.
saw Julian. So I want you to remember this day. This is August 7, 2025. When this brother blows up and he's writing, he's working, he's surpassing Scorsese, okay, or Coppola, all right? I want you to remember that you saw him, you heard him here, August 7, 2025, Oaks Bluff, Massachusetts, in Martha's Vineyard at the African American Film Festival, right? And we're going to have you come back.
Yes, sir.
And share your progress with everybody here.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
Final thoughts, my brother.
Final thoughts. First of all, thank you for just giving me the privilege to be on your platform. And to anyone that is my age, that wants to be an entrepreneur, that wants to be an independent filmmaker, you got to understand that, if you want something, you want to be the best, you got to do what you need to do to become the best. It's not for everybody that wants to be number one, because basically it's a lonely road to be the best. But at the end of the day, you got to realize that if you want something, you can't just wait around and do nothing about it. You got to go and take it. You got to go and take the next step, the leap of faith that most people don't want to take. So I know basically that this platform is going to be skyrocketing. It's going to be the best. And then basically, if I want to be the best, I got to do what it takes. And I know what it's going to take. And I am going to be the best by any means.
Julian, my brother, yeah, you will. You're going places. You're going to be the best, my brother, because you said it. Okay, so I want you to remember this, brother. And here's the thing. I just met him 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I just met him 10 minutes ago. Okay, this ain't a plant. Okay, this is a brother that came out here because he wanted to be around Black excellence. And he's here with a hunger. Came from Orlando, Florida, and he's here with a hunger to learn from the people that's making it here so he can then take it to the next level. My brother, I am proud of you. We're going to connect. Once we finish this, you and I are going to exchange stuff. We're going to stay in contact, and we're going to do some stuff together. How sounds like a plan?
Yes, sir.
All right, my man.
Thank you so
Julian,
much.
we want to thank Julian for coming on the Black Executives Perspective podcast and sharing his story. Not only his story, but his fire, his passion, his determination, and more importantly, he shared a lot of knowledge for everybody out there. So hopefully, to be fair, we all should be learning no matter what. We should, no matter how old or how young, we should always be learning. And my man, he definitely, threw some knowledge down that everybody can learn from, including myself. So I really appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys, you take care. So look, we're just having fun our last day, and you saw me sipping. I'm sipping this little drink here. Tony Tidbit, what are you sipping? Well, I'm sipping this drink called Medazza. Okay, hopefully you can see it here, right? And I know the founder is supposed to come by and talk a little bit about her drink, but this is delicious. It's an alcoholic beverage that doesn't get you drunk. It's real smooth, doesn't have the calories. And I'm here sipping it, and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't found this yet. You guys need to look this up. Medase. The sun is shining bright, so you may not be able to see it. You're gonna learn more about this on a Black Executive Perspective podcast. If not today, sometime in the future. So here's the thing, though. I'm looking around. Like I said, Al Sharpton is here. We have Jasmine Crockett. And there's a ton of other things that's going to be going on for the next couple of days. Michelle Obama is supposed to be here on Saturday the 9th. Unfortunately, we're going to be leaving. And but the one thing I want to be able to say to everyone here is that, and I don't get no money. This is not a promo for Martha's Vineyard. They're not a sponsor. Hopefully, they will be a sponsor. I actually talked to the president of the Chamber Club, so we'll see. But at the end of the day, I just want to share with you, and hopefully you got this today and you got this when we chatted on Tuesday, the love that's here and how everyone comes from all over the world to spend a week or 2 weeks or a long weekend here on an island where you are able to, as Julian said, and as Bilal said, you can be authentic, you can be yourself. The titles don't matter. The nameplates don't matter. None of those things matter. Because to be fair, in life itself, they don't matter. It don't matter if you're a CEO or a VP or an intern. That's not who you are. That's what you work. That's where you work at. But who you are, as Julian said, is a totally different human being. And so when people come here, there's nobody touting their titles or what they do. You don't hear that. You hear love and come on, brother, or come on, sister, let's have a good time. There's none of that. And you know what? I wish the world was more that way, where it's not about, what your title is or what company you work back, or you're in senior leadership, or you're an account executive, or you just started as an intern. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. It's not who you are, and as my brother said here a few minutes ago, he used to wear a mask and he used to be afraid to share who he was or who he is because he didn't think the world would be ready for that. The world wouldn't have their arms open for that. And I can relate to him, and he's 21, and I can relate to that because I was the same way. And some of you who are watching this or listening to it, you're the same way as well, right? You feel the same way. And we got to get out of that because our titles don't say who we are. And at the end of the day, God gave us all gifts. He gave us something that's innate, that's inside of us. And that's who you are. And it's waiting to bust out. It's waiting to let the world know who you are. And here's the kicker. You don't know where that'll take you. It's your superpower. It's your superpower. It's unlimited. It's unlimited. And whatever title you have is limited. It's limited. But who your passion, who you are innately is unlimited. And the people that have become very successful in all endeavors, those are the people that released that superpower, that they were okay being uncomfortable. They were okay letting the world know who they are. They were okay not dealing with the jeers. They were okay, as my brother said. They didn't feel like when people push back and say, what are you doing? They were okay with that because they were living who they are. And that's the beauty that I feel here. And as you heard Bilal and you heard my man Julian talk about, that's the beauty of this island. I have not met one person that I met that says, I'm this and I'm that and I'm doing, nobody. They're saying, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? You having a good time? Me and my wife's at the beach just yesterday and we're chilling. We come out the water. My man, like, you have a good time, man? Was it? I mean, you're meeting people. It doesn't matter. And, it makes me love this island so much. But more importantly, it makes me want to share this island with other people so you can experience that and get a taste of what it really is to walk somewhere and walk proud and not be judged of how you look or where you work at or what your title is just because you're here, your family, right? And that's the beauty of this small little island off the coast of Massachusetts that's growing and growing. And look, let's be fair here. Black people have been coming here for over 100, back in the 1800s. So if you ever come here, you want to do the African American Heritage Tour, and you'll understand how this history started, and more importantly, how we are benefiting from brothers and sisters that came here to express themselves and had a good time doing it and built a legacy for us to stand on their shoulders. Okay? So listen, I'm looking around, see if I can get somebody else here. Everybody's in deep conversation. Ladies, they're sitting here jamming to James Brown, Get On Up. I don't think you guys can hear us in the background, right? But everybody's doing their thing. So, you know what? I'm going to let everybody chill. And so I'm going to let you chill. And more importantly, I'm glad that you were able to join another live episode of a Black Executive Perspective podcast, live here on Martha's Vineyard in Oaks Bluff at the African American Film Festival. I don't want you to forget, tomorrow we're releasing the next episode of Pull Up, Speak Up, where our roundtable has dove into some serious topics. Trump's first 6 months and interracial relationships. Check us out tomorrow. Listen and watch, hear their perspectives on these important topics. And then obviously, you probably already, if you haven't checked, but today Need to Know by Dr. Nasinga Burton was released. Every Thursday, Dr. Nasinga Burton talks about the timely and crucial topics that you don't have time to check out. She's every Thursday here on the Black Executive Perspective podcast. So definitely listen and partake this week. And then definitely check her out on a weekly basis every Thursday here on a Black Executive Perspective podcast. So everybody knows that subscribes, watch, listens to BEP. Our call to action is we wanted to eliminate all forms of discrimination. And so if this is your first time, we have a call to action that we would like you to incorporate. And this is something that's easy. It's in your walk of life. You can do this. You don't have to be a gregarious person. You don't have to have a certain title. You don't have to have a certain platform. You don't have to be entertainment. You don't have to be a school teacher. You can just be who you are. This is something that you can do. And if everybody incorporates this, oh my God, we're going to change the world. And so our acronym is called LESS, LESS. And L stands for learn. We want everyone to learn about different people, different cultures, different racial nuances. Step out of your comfort zone and meet other new people and become uncomfortable, because by doing that, you're going to become so enlightened. You're going to learn so much. And more importantly, you're going to find out that we all want the same thing, and we're so much more in common than we are apart. Then number two, after you learn, you have the letter E, which stands for empathy. Now, since you've learned, you now should be more empathetic to people now from those different cultures and nuances and different racial backgrounds, because now you understand. You can put yourself in their shoes. And then after E, you have the first S, which stands for share. We want everyone, once you learn something, you're excited about it, you share. If you go and watch a new movie and you're like, I watched this movie, you guys got to go check it out. You share it. So we want everyone to share what you've learned, right? So you can help enlighten other people. And then final S is stop. We want everyone to stop discrimination as it walks your path. So if Aunt Jenny Uncle Joe, Auntie Carol, Uncle Tim, Cousin James, cousin niece Lorenz, whatever. If they're at the Sunday dinner table and they say something that's inappropriate, instead of laughing it off, instead of just saying, I'm not going to say nothing, but I can't believe they said that. No, you stop it. The final S stands for stop. You stop the discrimination in your path immediately. You say, Aunt Jenny, Uncle Joe, Uncle Steve, Auntie Carol, cousin James, that was inappropriate. We don't say that. We don't believe that. And you stop it right there, right? So if everyone can incorporate less, LESS, will build a more fair, more understanding world. And guess what? We'll all see the change that we want to see because less will become more. This is in your power. You can do this. Everyone can do this. And if everyone takes these four simple steps, what a world we will live in, what a world you will grow in, and what a world your kids will inherit and they will take it to the next level. So, again, you can find the Black Executive Perspective podcast on Apple, YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow us on our social channels of LinkedIn, X, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram at a Black Exec. Go to our website, sign up for our newsletter. We're going to be pushing our newsletter out. Stay in tight. Send us some feedback. Hey, I love this, or I hate this, or I wish you guys would do more, or I would love to come on and share a perspective because we're all for that. I'm Tony Tidbit. Today, we talked about it here in Martha's Vineyard at the African American Film Festival. As you heard from Julian and you heard from Bilal, we're going to keep striving about it. We're going to thrive about it. We love you. And guess what? We're out.